yesterday, well, technically my yesterday, it came out saying that the DCU, which is the fucking DC universe of James Gunn and all that type of shit, the bosses have discussed new games with Rocksteady and NetherRealm. Ooh. The first DCU video game is still a couple years away, says James Gunn. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting, because there was the whole back and forth with, well, isn't the Wonder Woman game part of that DC universe or not? It was ongoing, back and forth. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Well, as of this morning, it doesn't fucking matter, because the game and Monolith Studios have been shut down. Monolith that gave us I think most people that you talk to now would just bring up the Mordor series. Yeah, them. That studio, 30 years gone. Warner Brothers shuts down Monolith Studios and cancels the Wonder Woman game. Warner Brothers Games has canceled its Wonder Woman game and shut down multiple studios, according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, who later got confirmation, but we'll get to that. Wonder Woman was first announced at Jeff Keighley Nuck Nucks Game Awards in 2021 and was being developed by Monolith Productions. The game was set to feature the Nemesis system, made popular by the Middle-earth games. Since its reveal announcement, news surrounding Wonder Woman has been scarce, with reported that the game had been completely rebooted sometime in 2024, and I believe we talked about that. Monolith was formed in '94 before becoming a subsidiary of Warner Brothers Gaming. This is just where I want to just jump ahead and say, how the fuck does Warner Brothers in general just fail so fucking often, especially Warner Brothers games? But I know we can look at Warner Brothers as a whole, but just to focus on Warner Brothers games, they had Hogwarts Legacy, the best-selling game of 2023, right? Whatever we think about the quality of that game, it was undeniably the best-selling game. And ever since then, not even ever since then, even with that game's success was still not enough to offset its constant string of failures. Multiverse shut down, Mortal Kombat 1, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, and now Wonder Woman shut down. These motherfuckers can't accidentally get a dub. You know how so many motherfuckers just accidentally trip over a fucking win? They're just they're allergic to it.
Last year, didn't they have Dune and Barbie come out and they still barely made any money? Like, they just eked by with two of the biggest films. The two biggest, I would say, like, well, yeah, Oppenheimer, but the two biggest films of the year, doing it. And you still managed to fuck it up. The Quidditch game. Go check out Blabs' video on how fucking shit that game is. Like, they constantly fuck up, and they've been doing this for years, though. This is a Warner Brothers trait. Buy into Atari right at the height of the video game stuff, and then sell them after the crash. Great idea. Oh, let's look at WCW as well. They bought a wrestling company, put it on TV, and then they're like, oh, the ratings are slumped. So why don't we just get two people who hate each other to run the company, and then we just sell the company for like $2 million?
What a sad state of affairs.
Stupidity.
Warner Brothers confirms it's shutting down Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and WB San Diego, and the Wonder Woman game is cancelled. Warner Brothers confirmed the reported closures in a statement issued to Kotaku. We have made some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible for our other key franchises: Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. Now, I'm going to stop right there, because a few months ago, they said something very similar, except instead of DC, they specifically used the word Batman, but now it looks like it's expanded to DC. After careful consideration, we're closing 3 of our development studios: Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in a direction and not a reflection of these teams and talent and connect within them. The development of Monolith's Wonder Woman video game will not move forward. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience possible for the iconic character, and unfortunately, this is no longer possible within our strategic priority. This is another tough decision, as we recognize Monolith's storied history of delivering epic fan experiences through amazing games. We greatly admire the passion of the 3 teams and thank every employee for their contribution. As difficult as today is, we remain focused on and excited about getting back to producing the high quality games for our passionate fans and developed by our world-class studios, and getting our game business back to profitability and growth in 2025 and beyond. Well, you want to know what's fucked up about all of this? There's a chance Warner Brothers, there's a chance that maybe a good Wonder Woman game might have actually helped with that.
Dude, a Wonder Woman game would have slapped. But when I can't, You know what? I couldn't even name a Wonder Woman solo game. Is there
I
one?
don't think there has. I don't think so.
Maybe way back in the day.
Yeah.
During
Yeah,
big
I-
gaming days,
I-
maybe, but not not modern era.
Dude, I don't even think so. I don't even think way
Like,
back then. I think it was more
how-
Superman and Batman.
Yeah, and you know what? I would have given it a go for the just for the fact that it was a Wonder Woman game. You know what I mean? That she deserves a game. Her not having a game at this point is fucking insane. She's one of the most popular. I love Batman, but Batman is not the only one that deserves a game. I can't
That's
believe
the
it.
thing, was that you just touched on. That's one of the key problems. As popular as Batman is, and there's always going to be a thirst for an Arkham quality level game with Batman, it does get to the stage though where it's like, come on, man, you've got fucking hundreds of other characters here. Let's try
How come
something
we
else.
haven't gotten a good Superman game yet?
Superman, Wonder Woman, you know, well, I was going to say Justice League, but maybe a bit
Because
too close to
Batman is
that.
the most surefire profit maker amongst
Yeah,
all their
true.
DC heroes.
But
That's
look at Marvel. Marvel, when they did their games, you would get a ton of games of other stuff. Now, a lot of them were movie tie-in games, but you get a Hulk game, you get an Iron Man game, you get obviously the Spider-Man
That
games are the
pretty
most
good
beloved
Wolverine
ones.
one as well.
yeah, you get one,
Exactly.
two of like X-Men and Spider-Man. The lion's share was like X-Men related or Spider-Man.
And the thing is, I think Superman, if you made a Superman one, Batman's the face of DC, but Superman is the face of all superheroes. So I think even Marvel fans would try the Superman game out and stuff like that. Like just hardcore, like people who aren't into both, right? So I think Superman, if it's done well, might actually beat a Batman game.
I would have
actually
loved
think
the Wonder Woman game,
Yeah.
Sword and Shield, man. That shit could have gone fucking
Well, it was meant
hard.
to be.
Especially the same people who did the fucking the
Their
Mordor
Middle-earth-
series.
Yeah, the Mordor series.
Yeah.
But
It
Moz,
was-
you touched on something about Marvel. That's so funny you bring that up. Because do you know what they go on to say in the one where they talked about there's potential games for a DC Universe games? Do you know what their answer was?
Yeah.
They want a Marvel Rivals. That's their fucking answer.
Won't work.
They want a Marvel Rivals.
Dude,
Warner
Marvel
Brothers,
Rivals.
you have been chasing the fucking Marvel and Disney trends for the past fucking 10, 12 years, probably longer, right? You're chasing the trends that are fucking dying. That's always been your problem. You are going to be the last cocksuckers on the world to make a fucking Battle Royale game when no one plays Battle Royales anymore. This has been one of their big fucking problems, and this goes beyond movies, beyond gaming, just in general. Constant trend fucking chasing. You seriously think that if you made Marvel Rivals, which is just Overwatch, you seriously think that if you made a DC skin Marvel fucking Rivals, that somehow you're just going to completely overtake them? It's not how it fucking works.
Marvel Rivals, because of 4 okay updates from Overwatch, is now like, oh shit, they're catching back up. 4 okay, not even that good of updates from Overwatch, and people are going back.
That is funny.
They
don't even have to be good. They just
They
gotta be
don't even
mid.
have to. They gotta. Overwatch just needs a great update, and those motherfuckers are leaving to play Overwatch again.
Was
I'm
all they
telling-
had to do was be mid for an extended period of time.
And people
they
are
win.
leaving. And then, how the fuck is shit Overwatch? Well, oh, no, sorry, they've made it okay now. You know, they're just scraping that okayness, right? And now they're competing with one of the greatest games of all time. Like, fuck off. I've been a day one hater of Marvel Rivals. And you know what? In 10 years' time, just like fucking Korra fans are shitting on Korra now, I'm gonna be here saying, I fucking told you Marvel Rivals was shit.
That was some venom in what you just said there, Moz. Yeah, but anything else on Warner Brothers having fucking brain damage and being retards?
I'm gonna
yeah,
bring
I
up
hope
this
they get
comment.
fucked.
I actually think this might be the reason why they might want to do it, actually. I didn't even think of that. They've seen Overwatch bring back loot boxes, and they're like, that's what we actually want.
But
It's
every
gonna
single
be
time
Marvel.
every time they try to chase a trend, they fail. And this is Warner Brothers as a whole. They never do it successfully. They would be way better off just trying to either make their own trends or just say, fuck the trends. We're going to do our own fucking thing and just get fucking and do some interesting things. When they
That's
do
why
that,
you
they
say that.
succeed.
They
Yeah.
did that. It was fucking the Mordor games, which is what Wonder Woman was going to be like.
Yep. Yeah,
And
that's
it
what I
was
was
going to be
thinking.
bad, but do you remember the early days when we first covered it? They said the combat was going to be more like the new God of War as well. Like that
Yep.
would have been sick. That combat and a lot of that stuff taken from Mordor would have actually been amazing, dude. Oh, but we'll
And-
never know.
One thing I want to, two things I want to add too with this is that the loss of these particular companies. There was a lot. Monolith in particular. John Graham brings it up in chat, and I was thinking of it too. They've been around since the '90s. That's it. They were responsible for Fear games, the Condemned series, the Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War. What we know. They've also made many
They do
strides
Mad
in the
Max.
gaming industry too. They've done a lot. And it really sucks to see these guys go because they were such an experienced studio. And the other thing that we've kind of like overlooked on these articles is that James Gunn discussing with Warner Brothers about their gaming side of the DC universe.
That's
This
too
is
much fucking
too.
control.
Hold on, let me spot. This is it. This is too much. This is convoluted. It's going to be just like an issue trend chasing like Marvel. They're going to follow into the same problems, but worse. Marvel tried to do this super like you had to watch this movie, this game, this show, play this guy with this show so you can understand what's going on in the next movie. I hope they don't go into that direction where you have to play this game to understand what's going on in this movie. And if you want to see more about this movie, you got to go play this game or see this TV show. It'd be way
they
too much
said,
of a media conglomeration. We've seen this for 30, 40 years. Companies trying to do this multimedia shit. It doesn't work.